The stadium lights flicker for a split second, just long enough to make you wonder if the universe itself is reacting to what's about to happen. Something feels different tonight. Not the crowd, not the weather. It's him. Shohei Ohtani steps into the batter's box, and suddenly every heartbeat in the ballpark syncs with his. There's a strange kind of silence that follows him. Not quiet, just the kind of silence that comes when thousands of people all hold their breath at the same time. Because everyone here knows, when Ohtani has runners in scoring position, baseball stops being baseball. It becomes something else. Something bigger, stranger, almost mythical. Pitchers don't just fear him. They pray he makes a mistake. But Ohtani doesn't make mistakes. Not in these moments. Not when the game is on the line. The pitcher wipes sweat from his forehead, though the night isn't warm. He knows the numbers. The whole league knows the numbers. For half a century, no one. Not Bonds, not Trout, not Pujols, not A-Rod. Has put up the kind of scoring position dominance Ohtani has. The crowd buzzes, an electric hum rising with every passing second. You can almost feel the pulse of the stadium in your hands. The pitcher shakes off one sign. Then another. And another. The catcher lowers his glove, glances at Ohtani, and swallows. This isn't strategy anymore. This is survival. Ohtani's stance is calm, almost too calm. His bat hangs loose, but his eyes burn like someone who already knows how this story ends. The pitcher finally nods. Here comes the pitch. A fastball, dangerous, high velocity. The kind meant to intimidate, not invite. But Ohtani doesn't flinch. He tracks it with the precision of a machine. And the confidence of someone who's shattered more records than most players can dream of. In scoring position, he's hitting numbers that don't even sound real. First in pitching dominance. Second in offensive production. A dual threat half a century hasn't seen. The fans rise to their feet, not to watch the pitch, but to witness the moment they know is coming. Time seems to slow. The ball spins. Ohtani loads. And then, that sound. Not a crack. Not a thud. A detonation. The ball rockets off his bat like it's escaping Earth's gravity. The outfielders don't move. They don't even look. They just turn their backs and start jogging because they've seen this movie before. The crowd explodes into a roar so loud it rattles the camera lenses. People scream his name, chant it, stretch it into a war cry. OHTA, knee. OHTA, knee. OHTA, knee. But as he rounds the bases, he doesn't pump his fist. He doesn't point to the sky. He doesn't celebrate. He just runs, calm, focused, almost serene. Like this is merely the result of years of discipline, not supernatural talent. Because to him, it is. What the fans see is magic. He sees as responsibility. What pitchers see is terror. He sees as his job. The camera zooms in as he steps on home plate. There's a brief smile, small enough to miss unless you're looking for it. It's the smile of a man who knows the world expects miracles from him. And delivers them anyway. But that's only half the story. Because hours earlier, before this towering blast, before the stadium shook, Ohtani was on the mound. Throwing pitches hitters couldn't touch. Painting corners like an artist who refuses to miss. Dominating in a way that stats struggle to define. First in pitching WAR. Second in run production efficiency. One man doing the work of two superstars. Half a century of baseball history. And still no one is built like this. Not mentally. Not physically. Not spiritually. As reporters stare at their screens, they aren't sure what to write. What headline sums up a man who shatters records simply by existing? The word, unbelievable, isn't enough. Historic, feels too small. Generational, is almost an insult. Because Ohtani isn't just a generational player. He's a once-in-time player. On the field, the dust settles from his home run. The crowd is still in a frenzy. Kids wave signs. Parents hug their children. Strangers high-five strangers. Moments like this aren't just entertainment. They're memories. The kind people talk about years later. Starting with the same words. I was there when Ohtani did that. But the truth is, Ohtani isn't done. Not tonight. Not this season. Not in this era. He walks back to the dugout, and the whole team rises. Not because they have to. Because they want to. Even veterans, guys with their own trophies, their own pride. Look at him with a kind of reverent disbelief. Because deep down they know. They are witnessing a legend forming in real time. A story that won't just be told. It will be studied. And as the camera pans out, catching the stadium glowing under the night sky, you feel something heavy settle in your chest. A realization. We aren't just watching baseball. We're watching history disguised as a human being. Shohei Ohtani stands on the top step of the dugout, arms crossed, eyes calm. Not proud, not arrogant, just ready. Ready for the next pitch. The next challenge. The next impossible thing the world will expect from him. And as the inning ends, as the cheers fade into a quiet, awestruck murmur, one thought echoes in every heart inside that stadium. We might never see someone like him again. Not in this lifetime, not in the next. And that's what makes every swing, every pitch, every impossible moment, worth remembering forever.